Faith is a risk. Yes, a risk. You heard me. Listen, I know this gonna get y'all scared, afraid, or some of y'all be doubting, you know, but this is what I believe, faith is a risk. You know, y'all might have heard this here today. Faith is a risk. You might have heard this ratio of risk and reward. The greater the risk a person takes, the greater the reward that he or she will receive. That is true. You know what I'm saying? And we know about faith, that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And we need to walk by faith, not by sight. When the Son of Man return, shall he find faith on the earth? And it's impossible to please God without faith. You see, so everything that, has to do with spirituality, it has to go through faith. Believing and faith is almost like the same thing. You cannot believe without having faith, and you cannot have faith without believing. So faith is a risk. Think about Jesus, the time when his mother came to him and said, hey, we ain't got no wine. Wine ran out. And Jesus said, what does this has to do with me? This is not my time yet. But Jesus said, okay, let me take the risk. Let me exercise this faith. Let me try this faith because I've got it. I've got it in me, And then he said, y'all got a jars of water here? And then they filled them jars of water. And then it was still water. It only changed. It only turned into wine when they threw the water, like they were getting ready to distribute it. And then it changed into wine. So that was a risk that Jesus took. Imagine if that didn't happen. You see, so risk is like exposure to danger. But that's something that you have to do. In this life, if you want to be successful, you need to take calculated risk, because risk is something that exposes you to danger. You expose your mental capacity or your human limitations to danger because your mind don't know that stuff. Your mind don't recognize that. So that is why you need to go beyond the human limitation. You need to go beyond, the way that you perceive naturally, because now you have to move on faith. So faith is a risk, but it's a risk that is so great, that is so vast. It's a risk that you and I need to take on a daily basis, because even God, he spoke the word. He said, let there be the light. God didn't see that stuff happening before. He was the first person, that called a light out of darkness. Nobody else did that before. So it was a risk that God took, Jesus took, and it's a risk that us human or believers, we need to take. You see, the risk concept is inclusive of uncertainty concept, because now you don't know that it's going to happen, but you have to feel in your spirit that it's going to happen. You have to push away them doubt. You have to push away your doubts. You need to push away your disbelief. You need to push away all of that, so then the faith can connect with your spirit. The faith can connect with your spirit and can be manifested. The outcome that you have in your brain, the outcome that you have in your mind, you can manifest that through faith.